Good morning and welcome to damp Winnipeg. Here's what's happened. Probably about 15-20 minutes ago, I stuck on my helmet and my safety outfit and out to the bike box I go, and I back the bike out and I'm turning it around here behind my car like I usually do, and I'm thinking my visor was still up, and I'm thinking to myself, I sort of feel mist on my face. Well, sure enough, mist is rolling in. I had just checked the radar just maybe 15 minutes earlier, and there was no rain or anything, but I guess the radar doesn't show mist. It'll only show rain. So all I did was I went around the block and right back into the bike box. It's got to be I think I did one other ride similar to that, and I can't remember why. But it's going to be one of the shortest rides. I don't know if you want to be bothered watching it or not, those of you who are following these motorcycle rides. So, the thought was I'm going to go to Timmy's and have coffee. Well, it's not going to happen, at least not right now. No. What are we going to do right now? Well, I got to reinforce this, right? Right. So far I haven't broken it off. I'm surprised that I was able to glue that sitting on the top of the edge of that photo etch yesterday. It just stayed there. It must have been just about ready to fall over, though. Anyway, it didn't. The CA cured. I'm going to reinforce the CA. One of the viewers made a very interesting comment, and he said what I could do is use baking soda and CA glue to sort of build up a little, you might say, a gusset underneath that part. There's already, you can see a tiny little gusset there, but I would be able to build it up fairly thick and fairly strong using baking soda, and that reminded me that about must be 6 years ago, when I was doing the big clock series, I experimented with CA glue and baking soda, and that particular video got a lot of hits. I think probably, or views rather. I could be wrong. I'd have to look it up, but it seems to me that it got like about 1 million views. Why were people interested in that? But they were. Anyway, that was back in my workshop days. Yeah, okay, I don't know if that's ever going to happen again. It might, yeah. Okay, we are ready for you-know-who. There we go. 17 degrees Celsius, it's not that cold for this type of weather and this time of year. Today's September the 2nd. Yeah, boy, can't believe the summer has basically gone. We just got the fall now, and I'm going to have to hope for what we call here in North America as Indian summer. At least that's what we used to call it. I don't know what they call it now. But that means that the summer just sort of lasts and lasts and lasts. It kind of did last year. Last year, I know I've mentioned this at least 5 times, but I think my last ride was on the 21st of November. It was quite late into November before the snow came that stayed, and I couldn't get on the street. I don't mind if it's cold, as long as it's not slippery. Now, granted, when it's cold, your tires do not grip. Like when it's really, really cold and the ground is really cold and the tires are cold, I do not corner hard. Because the rubber does not stick as well as it does when it's hot. That's why they do burnouts for drag racers. Yeah, the tires get sticky. Okay, let's see what we can do with this little part here. Yeah. Okay, I have mentioned this several times, and that is that I would say half of the fun of this build, or these builds, is to see if I can video what I'm doing. So what I'm going to try to do is, I got a toothpick here, cocktail stick. I'm going to put a little bit of CA on the end of it. I'm going to try and build up this area right underneath here. Just make the gusset, which is just barely visible now. I know the light isn't quite right because the light is coming across like this and casting a shadow in here but I think we should be able to see, what's going to happen here. Now, don't know how I'd managed it, but I got CA glue on my fingers a moment ago. Okay, here we go. I'm hoping that's going to wick its way down. I want to be careful that I don't accidentally catch this whole thing and drop it off. Maybe I'll be checking the monitor and see what it looks like here. Does it look like I'm getting it? Quick, in the comments below. Now, the idea is I want to do the same thing on the other side. I think I'm getting it. Okay, now I'll get some curing agent. Maybe I can get rid of some of that excess. Okay, that CA I believe is cured already. Yeah, pretty sure it has. Where's my hobby knife here? Yeah, that's hard. Okay, I'm going to turn it over 180 degrees, and we're going to do the other side. I could get us started here. There we go. Once it gets started, it sort of wicks its way down. No, I think that kind of looks a little bit like a gusset, doesn't it? Does to me. Good thing that curing agent completely evaporates. Try and wick off some of the excess again. Don't know if I'm actually doing it or if it's maybe evaporated. Okay, now I can tell by looking at that gusset that we just formed that it's starting to harden already. You can sort of see it happening there.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh,
Good
cool
to see
and
you.
cloudy out.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody out there. No cyclists, no skateboarders, no walkers.
Well, there was a guy on a motorcycle out there this morning, a couple of hours ago. He thought he'd go to Timmy's for coffee, and he turned around and came back.
I saw someone go. I saw a big bird go by in a bicycle.
A big bird.
Which Timmy's were you going to?
I was going to go with the one on Headmaster.
And you turned around because it looked so much like rain?
Yeah, well, when I went out to get the bike, it wasn't drizzling. And then after I got on it, I'm thinking, I can feel drizzle on my face. And so I just went around the block and came back. And Missy, we screwed up here yesterday. Yeah, when I went to do, when you left, I forgot to turn the camera back on. We missed Ella the cat. And Ella looked so pretty too, but not as nice as you, of course.
Say goodbye to Uncle Ron, Miss.
Missy, are you gonna come say goodbye? Huh?
Snort. Okay. Short snort.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Come on, Missy. I'm gonna take you home and do your ears.
Yeah, it's pretty gray out there.
No cat.
No cat.
I hope you get out today.
Oh, there's the cat.
The camera's rolling.
The camera's rolling.
The kitten is on screen.
Okay, I'll do.
I guess you will be. That third animal was the Pink Panther.
Okay, we'll see ya. Yeah, it's getting to be a regular zoo over here. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. I think we have pretty well exhausted this part. I don't think there's anything more I can do with it except paint it. I did take it off of the blue tack there a moment ago, just before Missy made her appearance. I was noticing that the blue tack is sticking pretty badly to the bottom of this thing. I don't know if I can dab it off or not. It's not coming off as well as it usually does. I got to be careful now. I don't go and break off our little searchlight after all that work, right? Now, when you can see it in comparison to my fingers and my hands, you can see how small of a thing we were working with here. Okay, yeah, we'll find a safe place for that, I hope. Now, we got to continue on here, and by continue on, it looks like we're going to be doing this railing that has to go around the outside of the smokestack. Okay, let's do that. Now, I've been looking at the drawing here closely, and I've been trying to figure out where the join would be, because clearly this is all one piece here. And also in this test tube is some railing that I believe goes back to the Bismarck, but I'm not sure. Extra railing here. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is that we have to be very careful that we don't bend this wrong the first time. In other words, we have to be careful that we bend it right the first time. So should it go start with the end there and just go all the way around and end up there? Or maybe what I should have it do is start right here, where there's obviously something has to be plugged in, I haven't checked yet to see what it is that gets plugged in. Let's turn this around the right way so it's the same orientation as the drawing here. Oh, I was talking about taking some sanding, one of Eric's sanding sticks, and see if I can get rid of some of this. You know what? That's basically powder that's on there. Yeah, lick my finger and see what happens if I. Well, it's not powder there. Yeah, it's not as bad as it first appeared. Now, be careful now that I don't catch my finger on the spiders and break them off. Piece of flashing on there. Okay, anyway, yeah, maybe that's the way to go, is to have it start here and then go around. And, yeah, at least I would think that would be the best. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Unless that's supposed to be where the joint is. Maybe I should look at this really, really close, because I think that what they would do is also we would want it so that it looks like the bends come between two posts. If you notice, this is the clearest one right here. Okay, there's a post here and there's a post here. Can you see that? Where's the monitor? Yeah, you can sort of see it. So, yeah, and here as well. There's a post here and there's a post here. And the bend the radius is between those two posts. So, yeah, we'd want to try and do that. In other words, we could go, if we did start at one end right here, we could, see very carefully here. I'm going to end up bending this, aren't I? Okay. So we could have it go from here. We could put the bend right there. And then, I guess I was going to say we could count the number of segments all the way along, but we don't have to do that. We can just lay the piece on it and see where it comes. Yeah. What time we got here? 12:40. It does appear that it is lightening up outside, and I was noticing that the weather office says that around 3 o'clock in the afternoon there's only 10% chance of showers. So I'd kind of like to get out here today on the bike, other than the very short excursion we had this morning. Well, let's just try this here. Probably a 1/4 inch dowel would give us a nice bend right here. We want to make sure we get all the bends going the same direction. You know, just put or even this might do it. Just sort of rock it back and forth. I think I need something a little bit more spongy than this cloth. Yeah, let's recompose here and see if we can at least make 1 or 2 bends before we call it a day. Okay. Now we already started to bend this right here, so we may as well just continue on with that same bend, and we're going to want to bend the radius so that it will be at 90 degrees. This might be too big. I want to make sure that it is square this way, like 90. But this part, this dowel, will be at 90 degrees to the rails. Otherwise, it's going to have a tendency to go the wrong way on me. That's almost it, isn't it? Let's see what happens there. Does that look right? Yeah, it looks right to me. Okay, now we're going to turn it around. We have to make one on the other end because these two ends have to meet, don't they? So I think we're probably safe to just do another one right here. I hope I'm not getting my fingers in your field of view here. Okay, now we are square. That one looks not too bad. Okay, now what we have to do is figure out where is the other bend going to be. So if we lay this on our part here, let me check the monitor. Can you see? Oh yeah. Okay, so that goes there, like that. Oh. I don't know why this doesn't want to stay laying over there. All right, now I can get a hold of it. If I put it here. Okay, so the other bend has got to be right here. Let's just put that segment right in the dead center. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get my finger in your way here. Okay, I'm not taking my eyes off of it. It may not be straight on the sponge, but as long as I get this at 90 degrees to the rails, this should work. All right. Now then the other one would be probably that one right there, but let's just double check and make sure. Oh, careful now. Don't go moving quickly. Okay, the other one should be somehow this doesn't look right. Did I make a mistake here? No, if it sits on top. No, this bend is I make it right there. So well, let's see what happens. Let's bend this one. Okay, put it right on the center there. No, don't fall over. Don't fall over. I'll just carefully move this out of the way. Okay, we are at 90 degrees. All right, let's see what happens now when we put this together like that. Does this seem to want to fit? Well, I don't know. It seems kind of wide down here, doesn't it? No, maybe not. Yeah, maybe this is going to fit. Yeah, I think that this is going to fit all right. I think that the bend should be closer. I don't know if I can explain what I'm thinking here. The actual bend should be closer to this post. Let me get something better to point with. Should be closer to this post than it is to this post. Because you can see here where it's a little bit too wide. See if I can turn this so that you can see. You know what? I think I'm going to call her a day here. What do we got? 8 minutes to 1 already. I got to do a bunch of editing and everything. So that's always an excuse, isn't it? Actually, the excuse is I want to get out if I can. Oh my goodness! I'm noticing a bunch of leaves on the street. Now, isn't that something? The leaves are falling already. Oh my! That's almost depressing. Well, the leaves are pretty for a while. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we're going to see you tomorrow. Hey, there's a little hair in there. Well, there was a little here and there. Okay. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well. We're going to see you tomorrow.